Amorin is that guy, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. Our rivals are scared right now. They're scared right now because they understand that this man knows what he's doing, and they understand that he could be the one to transform everything at Manchester United, bro. Our rivals don't want it. Our rivals don't want to see us. They never do. But it is what it is, and this man's going to be the one to prove them wrong. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
Don't ask me where I got this confidence from. I don't know.
I hope so. Yeah, because if they do, listen, 2012 seller is back talking nonsense.
Listen.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knights of the Round Table Discussions. We discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST back in the building. How are you doing, sir?
Oh man, it's been a long time, man. Honestly, man, I'm glad to be back. We haven't had a chat in a minute about Man United. Life has taken over clearly. You can see we've just all got a bit older, a little bit more grays, you know, a bit wiser.
More grays because of Man United, bro. That's what it is. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But yes, people, United talk is back. It's been a while. Since last United talk was in April, I think if I'm not to be corrected. But yeah, it's been a while. But people, we had to come back because listen, a lot has happened at Manchester United from April to now. But we're gonna focus on the fact that there has been a massive change to the football club as we say goodbye to the boring international break, bruv. I know ST don't want to talk nothing about the international break.
Okay, we're gonna get just a little bit quickly, yeah. You've seen the videos by Ghanaian people are just insulting the manager. But you know how Ghanaians are, yeah? We're different from the Nigerians, and like the Ghanaians, yeah, we say things, we say it straight, but we don't say it with energy. We say it with such patronizing tone,
yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Man said, I was a scout for 12 years. And then he was coaching, 6 months or whatever it was, yeah? And then my man was like, yeah, you're a better scout than you are a coach. Do you know how crazy that is, bro?
That's mad.
Bro, that's mad.
You are not good at all. I said, yeah. You see, I said, I'm glad. It's about time, man. Hey, bro, listen. I know we're about to get into Man United, but you see how my life is as well. That's another thing I'm getting crazy. Yeah, he's a bit. You see, TJ is better. He's all right. Me, Ghana are a mess. Man United are a mess. Hopefully we win the. Hopefully we can work that out, but we're still a mess. Sevilla are shambles. I think I just need to stop watching football. I think I'm the curse, as you man keep saying.
Nah, it's the IU brothers that are the curse, bro. I don't know why.
No, I'm not even blaming them anymore. Yeah, one of them, they're not even playing like that anymore. We're a mess.
No, it's crazy. Not that we had a better international break, bro. Like obviously losing the quarterfinals to the USA, bro. Yeah. But we just ain't got the ballers, bro. Like we've got a couple names in that, but like the structure of the team. When I look at our back four, and especially like we've got attackers, but our midfield needs so much work. And I know Ruben Morrison joined, but we need to be getting the guys from early, bro. It's like, I'm sick and tired. And Donald B. Mikel said it a couple of months ago. I'm sick and tired of these guys only joining once they know that they're not going to get the England call up.
I agree.
Like it irritates me. Like if you want to play for us, come and play for us from early. Yeah. That's why I have, as much as people may not rate him, I have to rate Damari Gray because he just said, you know what, I'm still young. I want to play international football. I'm going to go and play for Jamaica, and I respect him for it. You know me? And obviously, if we had the Sterlings in the world that was, especially Sterling, who was born in Jamaica in the first place, playing for us, then you know what I mean, it would have made significant change. But it is what it is. But yeah, people, let's put that to the side. International break is over. There's no more international football until next year. It's full steam ahead with club football, and we are here for it. United Talk is back. We're going to be discussing everything going on at Manchester United right now. But people, as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. channel, get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, the sale time, share. We are here, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I know we've been missing for a while, so listen, we are slowly coming back. I did promise you from the last poddy, things will be getting bigger and better. Watch this space. When it comes to the new year, there's going to be big changes, people. So just be patient with us, but we will be getting back to normal with regular content coming out. Before we start, ST, people want to make an apology because it was on with Tooth last week. We did the Fight Talk UFC 309 preview show. We did promise you a review. Unfortunately, 2 is out for the foreseeable. 2 is out.
Keep going. Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
No worries, bro.
Yeah.
2 is out for the foreseeable. So we were unable to record. Don't know when he's going to be back. Hopefully he gets well soon. But yeah, in terms of Fight Talk, we don't know when that will be back. But don't worry, all our combat sports fans, don't worry. Boxing Talk will be making an appearance very, very soon as we look ahead to Usyk versus Fury 2. So don't watch that. You will be getting some boxing content coming out very, very soon. Plus, Tooth knew that it was going to be a John Jones appreciation poddy, and he didn't want to turn up for that. So it is what it is. But yes, people, United Talk is back. ST, I think the last time we spoke on the poddy, it was dire straits. I think it was just after the FA Cup semi-final, Coventry, or might have been just before, I can't remember. And we were just looking into the abyss, hoping that the season was going to be over, because at that point we were thinking to ourselves, we're not making Champions, we're not getting Champions League football, we're not getting Europa League football, and I think we were like, City in the final, they're going to beat us. Obviously, that didn't happen. We ended up winning the FA Cup, Lord knows how, and getting into the Europa League. Ten Hag kept his job. Ineos allowed him to keep his job, even though they were looking at other managers. And the start of the season came. Ten Hag obviously spent money, and it was a shambles. Ended up in 13th place after, I think it was like single-digit games or something like that. And he got cut loose. Ineos and the Glazers decided that he could no longer continue, and they cut him loose. Had 128 games for the club, won 72, lost 36, drew 20. Obviously won the League Cup and finished 3rd in his first season. Last season, obviously, I think it was finished 7th or 8th, and then got the FA Cup to spare his blushes. But then he had the 2 worst starts to a Man United season. Last season, it was a terrible start. And then this season, he went and broke his own record in terms of a terrible start to the league. And he got the sack. ST, just obviously, I know we want to focus on the positive and talk about what's going to happen and try and foresee what we're going to have under the new regime. But how do you sum up Ten Hag's tenure at Manchester United?
Well, obviously, first of all, we're all happy that he's out. It got really bad. I mean, it's weird. Like, I'm not one of those guys, and hear me out on this, that say that trophies are the be all and end all. Yes, it's very important to win. You're in football to win. However, the wins that Ten Hag did, they can be broken down. And for example, the way I see it, it's like it's a few games for you to win, if you understand what I mean. It's not over a consistent period of time. On a consistent period of time, I don't think Ten Hag did that great, if I'm being honest. And I'm taking this out of and I'm trying to be quite level-headed about this. Champions League, worst run. League finish, worst run. Least amount of goals. Most amount of losses. Least amount of possession. I think there was a stat that I remember reading.
Yeah.
All these things listed off, Overall, I'd say even though we raved about the first year, we now looking at it without being like too emotionally attached behind it. Yes, we won a Carabao Cup, but there were signs that we weren't playing well. So I'd say his first season, I'd say like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and then it just went downhill from there. The 7 loss to Liverpool, 7-0 loss to Liverpool, all these things going out early in cups, barring the FA Cup, all these other things as well. Um, Arguments with players. However, obviously, sometimes as well, it's necessary to have disagreements and to stamp your authority as boss. But I felt like he marginalized a lot of the players as well. He didn't know how to speak to the media. There were times in his, like say, when we were playing football, like I didn't know, you as well didn't know what he was doing, where the next sub would. Well, we could predict the next sub. We didn't. We always knew the style of play would never change. We always knew that Man United would play for a good, if possible, for a good 10, 15 minutes and then die. It just all just went down to shit. You could say that he didn't want to speak to the media and just a lot of things. And ultimately, I don't think he was a success at all. I think he was worse than Mourinho. I think he was worse than Van Gaal. And as bad as Solskjaer is as well, and this is why this makes me frustrated as well, yeah. Solskjaer, as bad as he is, had better players and also had a better win rate than him. Yes, he didn't win trophies because we all know Solskjaer is a bottler and a complete bottler. But for me personally, I didn't expect much from him in the sense that in the end.
Yeah, which makes sense, yeah.
But Ten Hag, from what you saw at Ajax, we expected more and he didn't deliver. He also, that's another thing as well. He went for the amount of time he was there. Of course, you're supposed to adapt your way to playing in the Premier League, but he didn't stick to his principles. That's what frustrated me. And ultimately, it wasn't a success. I don't care about those 2 trophies. And the 2 trophies you won weren't the biggest trophies as well. And like I said, it was only over a course of like what, 8 games. And even in some of those games, we were lucky to win. We also faced certain opponents. The FA Cup run, I could say, you know what? Even though a little bit of luck happened as well, we managed to beat Man City and Liverpool in that. So when you beat those 2 teams, I guess you deserve to win the cup. So I have to give him credit for that. But really and truly, we weren't consistent enough. Yeah, too much stuff happened, and ultimately, he deserved to lose his job. He should have lost his job earlier, but from what it looks like, because obviously we're going to speak about the man that you got in your picture, but it's clear to see that we had there was a lot of things that were going on which was wrong, and it was clear to see that Ineos, even though they tried to sack him after, I reckon they did try and sack him after the FA Cup final. They were still rating on the right appointment. So I think that they've wanted to get rid of him for a long time due to what I just said. And yeah, and now here we are.
No, listen, I think you summed it up quite well. For me, look, it's one of them ones where, don't get me wrong, we were, because I know the rivals are going to be chatting shit, because we were gassed about getting Ten Hag. I think there's even something me saying that I didn't even want him to come to United because United would ruin him, and technically I wasn't wrong. United did kind of ruin him. I told him to go elsewhere, and then he came in. I always said this, and I said this before the start of last season, that he overachieved that first season, getting the third place. Not so much a trophy, but getting the third place, because I just thought where that team was, it wasn't a third place team. And the fact that obviously Liverpool had a whole bunch of injuries, Chelsea were crap, Tottenham bottlers as usual, and the fact that Newcastle were on the come up and finished fourth, let you know everything there was to know about that season. So I did think it was a false dawn, but I said, you know what? We'll take it. It's only onwards and upwards. And that was the demise, because as you said, you mentioned that Champions League, 5 points in the Champions League group with, who was it? Galatasaray, that team,
Copenhagen
Copenhagen,
and
and obviously
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. Like, don't be
But we
wrong,
should have beat it. But
we
there was a game. We were better than Bayern. I was thinking to myself, this Bayern Munich were there for the taking. I think it
the
was
first game, when we played them
yeah,
away, we should
yeah,
have
yeah,
beat them. So it wasn't even a great Bayern Munich team. And you look
yeah.
at that group, and you say 5 points from that group is
Mm.
unforgivable. And it was the lowest points tally that we've ever had in the Champions League. It's the most goals that an English club had conceded in the
Yes.
Champions League group stage. That in itself, the Champions League run in itself deserved a sacking, but they decided to stick with him, right? The league form was dreadful. You just think about some of the results. Obviously, the 7-0 to Liverpool the first season. Obviously, losing, what was it, the 6-3 to City, getting beat 3-0 at home to City, losing to Spurs as well. I can't even remember what the score was. The first, I know we lost 3-0 this season, but I think the season before they beat us as well. We lost them away from home. A couple other results as well. That Chelsea game last season, what was it, the 5-4 or the 4-3 or whatever it was? That
yeah.
Even though that wasn't his fault, like that was on the players, but even still. And what we seen, but it was a reoccurring theme, and this is why it has to be on him, because we would get leads and then throw them away. How many times did it happen in the Champions League? I think twice we were 2-0 up in the Champions League, ended up losing 3-2 or drawing 3-3 up in the league. And it's like every time United would be 1-0, 2-0 up, it's just like everyone just knew they were going to fold. Everyone knew they was going to crumble. And when it happens on a one-off every now and again, then you can put it on the players. But this was happening continuously. And that's no longer on the players. Yes, it's on the players because of their mentality, but there's a way in which you're setting up and the information that you're giving them that isn't sticking. And that was a big thing. And then obviously the biggest thing, no style, no system. We expected the Ajax way of playing, and he did not deliver that. That first season, I think he tried to do something for the first couple games, and then, as you said, he went against his principles, threw out the door, which, in fairness, got him third place and a League Cup, but it wasn't sustainable. That second season, he tried to go with the whole 4-2-4 system, and that didn't work. And then we just got put in a situation in which we weren't a pressing team, we weren't a possession team, we weren't even a counter-attacking team. At least under Ollie, we knew we were a counter-attacking team. We were just a team that went out there, and as you said, moments FC. If we could have a moment where teams could, where someone could score, it'll be your good. And all of it was just not sustainable under this manager. And then third season comes along at the start. Again, you've been given money to spend, and we're seeing the same crap. And the same crap produced the same results, even worse start than the season before. So when you put all of that together, it was only a matter of time until this manager was gonna get the sack. And lo and behold, it happened. I mean, you look at it. I think one of the stats here is that Man United hadn't lost 13 games by Christmas since 1931 until Ten Hag. 4 games in a row without scoring. First time that's happened since 1992. Lost 12 of his opening 23 games. Never happened before. Lost 7 out of 16 opening games. Never happened before. There was too many negative records that this manager broke. And in the end, those negative records coinciding with the fact that it looked like he was not going to get us Champions League football, which we need for the money again. And obviously, the main thing, no style, no system. And that ultimately was his demise. And yes, we appreciate that he ended, I think, 5 years without a trophy with the League Cup and then won the FA Cup. He got us he won 2 out of the 3 finals that he was in, which, you know what, we can appreciate and we can say thank you very much. But we're Manchester United. We're not a cup team. We're not a Spurs. We're not a Villa, Leicester or something like that, where, yeah, we just go on cup runs and we go and win things. We are Manchester United. We need to be, at least the minimum requirement is making top 4. And unfortunately, he couldn't do that. He got enough time and he just couldn't do it. And it's bye-bye to Ten Hag. Now, obviously, as ST, as you said, they probably did want to sack him in the summer, but there was factors. Obviously, they interviewed Tuchel, and that deal was almost done. And then for some reason, it didn't work out. So we ended up sticking with Ten Hag. Also, you got to remember the dumb United fans obviously wrote a letter to Ineos saying to keep this manager, which was the dumbest thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I personally think that Ineos basically said, you know what? We don't want a Glazer situation where the fans turn on us. So we're going to suffer at the start of the season, but we need to give this manager enough rope to hang himself. And that's exactly what it did. He did. Because then Ineos can turn around and say, well, look, you wrote a letter. We listened. The proof's in the pudding. We're 13th. So, do you know what I mean? Like, we need to get rid. So, obviously, getting rid of him now isn't the greatest time. But at the same time, it made sense. No one complained. The people that wanted him out, i.e. us, got him out. And the people that didn't want him out were like, well, you know what? It was kind of untenable. We kind of had to do it. So no one's upset about him getting kicked to the curb. And now we are in a situation, ST, where we've got a new man at the helm. Mr. Ruben Amorin has taken over Manchester United. I think he signed a 2-year deal with us. I think, as Roy Keane said, he should have got longer because this project's going to take a lot longer. And it is true. Obviously, a very, very young head coach, but with aspirations of obviously becoming something great. We've seen what he can do on the pitch in terms of his style and system. Obviously, he was at Sporting Lisbon, won 2 league titles and a Portuguese Cup with them. Even before that, he was at Braga and he won the Portuguese Cup with them as well. Obviously ended Sporting's drought of 19 years without winning the league. So the prospect of Amorin is something that is very intriguing. Not somebody that I knew, I'm going to be honest, not someone that I knew too much about, because I heard the name because I think he was linked with Liverpool, but didn't work out. They went with Slot. He was also linked with West Ham, but I do believe the reason why West Ham didn't get him in the end is because they wouldn't agree to some of the terms and conditions that he had. So, lo and behold, he's back at Man United, one of the most sought-after young prospects out there in terms of management. ST, how are you feeling about the appointment of Ruben Amorim? But
I'm happy. I thought it was going to be another person. We both thought it was going to be another person who shall not be named, but I'm glad it's him. I've seen a little bit of him. I saw more of him this year, because obviously there's a striker called Gyökeres that I really, really like.
Oh,
I really like him. Me and Truth have been banging about this guy since he was playing for Coventry.
Well, Arsenal fans are literally like fuming right now because they were like, we could have got him 40, 50 million last season.
That's what Arsenal need.
Now he's become £100 million player.
Yeah,
so, and he would have been the missing piece to their puzzle, but it's a good thing that they haven't, because now we want to put ourselves in a situation where we can get him. But anyway, carry on, ST.
Carry on. But yeah, no, I've been watching him since Sporting as well for about 6 months to a year-ish. And I saw how he played, and I was like, you know what? I'd take him.
Because goals, bro.
Yeah, because where he wants the players to play, he wants to play a attacking style of football. And more often than not, what I've noticed as well, yes, we have sporting directors of football and stuff like that. He more makes the decisions on the pitch and when they change the stuff, and that's what I liked. Whereas Ten Hag previously had Overmars to help him with the recruitment and act as a as a really established club.
It looks like he needed Overmars as well because
Yeah, oh, bro, yeah,
the recruitment that he has done. Oh my lord, we're gonna get onto the
bro,
squad, but Jesus,
yeah. But obviously Ruben was a decent footballer as well. I remember him as footballer briefly. He used to play. He was very talented, and you can see that he has a style. And even when I watch Sporting against Man City, you can see that's the style he wants to implement. He was a good footballing coach as well. I'm happy with the signing that he would have been. I would have taken him if I'm being honest because I know he has a style of play. I know what to expect, and yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. We're not going to deny that he's got a lot of work to do. I know a lot of fans are excited about it. Of course, be excited, but we have to be prudent and say, listen, um, it's going to be a tough year. He doesn't have his players. He could obviously he's gonna use the players that he has in the system. He's got his coaches, and obviously we've got players that um, are simply not good enough. But hopefully, these players are not bad enough that we can't get a tune out of them. So hopefully, this year we can actually get a shooting out of those players. He can implement his attacking style, like wingers being wing backs, that sort of stuff, two tens. We should be a free flowing football, and hopefully, you know, we do well. But I'm happy that he's there. I'm very very happy that he's there. Um, from what the man, I didn't expect him to come, if I'm being honest. But
mm.
when we found out, I think it's a good appointment. I think Ineos has done well here. And it's now up to him. It's up to the sporting director to help him with recruitment. And overall, it's up to him to get some of these dead players out of the squad or the dead players that he has, get a tune out of them. So I'm happy with him. Like, he has my full support. And I'm sure he has your full support. I mean, that's all we have to do at this moment. That's all we can do until we see any different.
Yeah, that's it. Listen, look. At the end of the day, I didn't know much about him. I knew he was sought after. I think he was in the realms of obviously the Xabi Alonso's as well. But obviously, what Xabi Alonso did for Bayern Leverkusen was always getting the headlines. But I've done my research and I do like the way. Listen, I do. I'm very happy with the appointment of this manager, and for a couple of reasons. I think that we needed to take a different approach. Wait, first things first before anything else, because I know the rival fans are going to be like, as we go into, they're going to be like, you said the same thing 2 years ago. It was Ten Heisenberg, and and this, that, and the other. And you're right. You're completely right. And I think that's why ST and I are probably going to be a little bit more cautious because I think that we need to lower expectations a little bit. Yeah. And that's purely because of the amount of work that Amorin has to do. I think the excitement of Ten Hag was for so many reasons. I think mainly is because we wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out, but we wanted a proper manager, a proper coach, and we got that. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out. Whereas with Amorin, he's taken over from another manager, maybe not a guy that we rate now as much as we did when he first came in. But so I think the expectations have changed a little bit. But we still are excited and we still are happy about the appointment. I like the way how he's come across. The couple interviews that he's done so far, I like what I'm hearing. He understands the magnitude of being Manchester United manager. He's got the swag for it, or the way how he communicates to the media as well. I think that he's got that little bit of Jose about him in terms of how he can charm the media, and I think they're going to love that. But in any case, it's still a pressure. It's still the pressure of being a Manchester United manager. There is no other pressure in England. Yes, it's the equivalent of being Real Madrid manager, being Bayern Munich manager. But there's no pressure. But I feel like he's going to embrace it. I feel like he's going to absolutely embrace it. I think that his personality seems to be very infectious. I like the fact that he seems confident. He's just walked in and he's just taken it on his shoulders and said, yeah, I'm that guy. And I think that with the way in which he comes across and what we've seen from his time at Sporting, I do believe that he can change things for the better for Manchester United. And I think obviously the biggest thing for us, ST, which we've been screaming out for, is a style and a system. And we know this guy does that. He loves to play the 4-2. Well, no, sorry, 4. Look at me saying 4. The 3-4-2-1 system. 3 at the back. Now, I can completely understand there are a lot of United fans that don't like 3 at the back. There are a lot of fans in general that don't like 3 at the back. But I think what you need to understand is that this is what this manager has built his teams on. And why would I want him to come here and then go completely against that? It doesn't make sense to me. If he decides halfway through that he needs to change it, then so be it. But when you've initially got in here, go for it. Do it your way. And I think that's what Ten Hag didn't do. He didn't do it his way. Now, I understand, as I said, we're Manchester United, the pressures of the fact that you need to win first. So this is what happens. Managers get in, they don't win, and then they're like, oh, no, let's just go back to basics. But I think you've got to trust in yourself and believe in what you're doing. And I think that with this manager coming into where we are now, he will get the time to try and implement this. And I'm happy for him to do so. Obviously, we understand. Because the one thing narrative that I keep hearing, ST, is that this guy is pragmatic. We're going to be playing counter-attacking football. And I know that's not the case. I think what it is, this manager is a possession-based manager. He likes to keep the ball and he likes to attack. However, he also understands, right? When you're playing the Manchester Cities of this world, the Real Madrids of this world, you have to be a little bit more pragmatic. You can't be going toe to toe, especially with a team that he had at Sporting, because they ain't got the players to match them and go toe to toe. And the game against Manchester City in the Champions League that second goal was beautiful, by the way. The football that they played,
bro, literally cut them open. I couldn't believe it.
Open. But the first goal had the elements of Oli in the way in which is why he had such a good record against Pep, because it was kind of that counter-attacking style. But people try to say this guy's pragmatic, he's going to sit back. No, that's not the case. This guy loves to keep the ball. His mantra is possession-based football, high wing backs. So yes, on paper, it's a 3-4-2-1, but really and realistically, ST, it's more of a 3-2-5. So when he's at home against certain teams, the smaller clubs that we should be beating, that is what it's going to be. It's going to be a 3-2-5 system. So you've got your three centre backs. He likes the 2 centre midfielders to be 2 holding midfielders, and that allows his wing backs to push high, and that also allows his inverted 10s to be able to do what they do. So, but for him to operate this system, which is why your boy had, bro, I call him Gherkin, bro. What's his name?
Xerxes.
No, Xerxes. The Sporting you up front.
Oh, Gyökeres.
Yeah, Gherkin, bro.
That's a Gherkin.
Yeah. One thing, there's 2 things that he loves about that man. When the ball goes to him, it sticks.
Yep.
And when this guy gets a chance, he finishes.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is in a nutshell, people. That's just the basics. ST and I won't go into the nuances of what's actually going on, but that in a nutshell is what he wants from his centre forward. His 2 10s, they're there to link up. So the ball comes into his centre forward at feet or on the chest, brings it down, plays the 2 10s in, spins off, then the 10s are there to do their work. So they've got 2 options, the 10s. They can either slide in the centre forward, or they're pushing it out to the high wing backs for them to be able to either cross it in or cut inside. Sorry, go on, ST.
No, I was going to say as well, just with your wing backs as well, that's also, it's very important with his wing backs. He likes to play attacking wing backs. So against the smaller teams, you're going to see, let's say, your wingers that are wingers play wing back. For the simple reason is, right, we're going to have, he's going to assume we're going to have most of the football.
ST, I can't lie to you. I don't want to see our wingers playing wing back. I really don't, because
you don't want to see.
I don't want to see our wingers playing wing back. I really don't, because the majority of them are crap, bruv.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. If it was up to me, I'd have Dallo and Mazraoui because I don't trust the other two.
Yeah, and I'd have Dallo and Mazwari as well. I don't really want Ahmad playing wing back because I feel
You
like
playing the tens.
that will take away from what he does going forward.
I reckon you're playing the 10.
Yeah, I reckon he'll put that. So let's see when we look at it. So the three at the back, obviously everyone's fit. So we're having obviously Delit in the middle, Martinez, Lenny Yoro, who's back fit, which I can't wait to see him play. Right. Our two holding midfielders, obviously Cass and Agate. And Agate, who thrived under Amorin at Sporting as well.
That's his guy.
So I hopefully he get the best out of Agate. Obviously, wing backs, you're looking at Dallo and Mazraoui as our wing backs. Bruno.
It's going to be Bruno and Ahmad.
Bruno's going to play. So we know that Bruno's going to play. Hopefully it's Ahmad. And this ST, the reason why I say hopefully is because anytime a new manager comes in, they seem to discard this guy. Bro, he is our best attacker. He has to play. Bro, technically sound. Obviously, it's a little bit different for him because obviously he's used to playing out wide. But he can still drift out wide and do.
He's played in the 10. I think I was watching him at Sunderland. He's also played in the 10 in Sunderland. I know it's a different level, but he's comfortable in playing that position. So
bro, we need that. We need someone. If he's going to be playing in that 10 role, we need someone that's going to be comfortable on the football. And we know Bruno is not that. No, ideally, me personally, I'd rather have Ahmad and Eriksen play there. Because I know both are going to be comfortable on the ball. Ahmad's got the quick feet, and Eriksen the passing, bro. The way how he set off the move for our last goal against bro. Bruno's not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
Bruno's not doing. He hasn't got the football IQ to do that. That's why I do it. But we know Bruno's going to play. So we've got Bruno and then here's the conundrum, ST, because listen, there's rumors that he's going to play Rashford up front. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it because that ball's not going to stick. Yeah. Rashford hasn't got the intelligence to play there, and he doesn't want to play there. So there's no point in doing that. Yeah. But that's the rumor, right? I can't lie to you. The Acne Alan Smith has to play for me, and the reason why him and not Xerxes is because the way how this manager plays. We need someone that's going to stretch the back four.
And Xerxes won't do that.
Xerxes won't do that. Don't get me wrong. With Xerxes, we know the ball's going to stick. Yeah. The ball's going to stick, and he will play well with an Eriksen and an Ahmad in the 10s in terms of their link-up play and the interlinking. But he just won't stretch them. And this is the thing for me to ST. If I say, obviously, Bruno's going to start, if we play Xerxes up front, Bruno's going to kill him with the Hollywood passes, and also all teams will do is then squeeze us up because there's no threat in behind apart from Ahmad and our wing back. So if we can stretch them width wise, but going in behind, there's nothing there, which is why he likes Gherkin up front. Because Gherkin can hold up the football, spin, and then also get in behind, which is why Haaland would have been a perfect striker in this situation. But if we get Gherkin, I'm absolutely happy. We need a January transfer. It's not going to happen in the January transfer window.
It's not going to happen, but
obviously in the summer, we need to. I don't care. We need to do that. Once we offload the players that we need to offload. But yeah, so I think you have to give it to Højlund. I don't rate Højlund at all. But I think in terms of the attributes that we're looking at, he's probably best suited to the system. He thinks he can hold the ball up, but he can't. Yeah. But he can get in behind, and he is that strike. This is the problem with our strikers. None of them are clinical, and you can't trust them.
The issue is also with Xerxes. Xerxes is a decent footballer, but he's not a goal threat. I'll be honest. He's not.
He's not, bro. He's that five-a-side baller.
And so what I think with him, it's weird. Xerxes would do well in the 10 in the system, but Man United have quite a lot of 10.
Yeah.
He struggled to do it. And as a front man, the ball would stick, but at the same time, the threat that he likes as well.
Mm,
He only has one of the two. So the threat and link up, that's Xerxes. But if you're trying to pass the ball in behind and stretch defenders, which Amorin likes as a as his forward, which Gyökeres does, bro, Xerxes is not the player for it.
well,
And
this is it.
that's unfortunate because listen, as we all know, footballers know, Xerxes is a much better footballer than Højlund, but
Yeah.
run the game. And if I'm being honest, as bad as Ackley Allen Smith is, I don't know why I'm giving him his name. He don't deserve it. He can stretch defenders.
This is it.
When
And I think
he can stretch defenders.
And I think we need that. And I think what you also need to realize with the wing backs as well, obviously, if crosses are coming into the box, Xerxes, bruv, he's always either on the edge or he's trying to get the ball to feet, which I don't mind. But, bro, I need a presence in the penalty area as well. And Højlund does give us that. So, listen, at the end of the day, in terms of, obviously, the manager's coming in November. There's nothing he can do. We're not going to do any business in January. So he's working with these players to the end of the season. So we have to make it work. We're just going to the manager's going to have to try and get the best out of the players that he's got and try and make it work. And I think the team that I think we've set up, I think is our best 11 for this manager in terms of trying to work our way back up the table and trying to implement what the manager wants. I think the downside for bringing in this manager, not for us, but in terms of players, is for our natural wingers. So the Anthonys of this world,
the
crap Nacho, Rashford. I think those are the players that are going to suffer in this team. And this team, anyhow I see crap Nacho playing wing back, bruv.
Yeah, I'm going to lose it.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
The thing is, if I'm being honest here, I don't want any of them there. But if push had to come, one of the two, at least Anthony can defend a little bit and do other stuff, As for Garnacho is crap.
Bro, he's so panicked. Bro, did you see what the Argentina fans, bro? They want to ban him,
and they were complaining like little fans saying what he had to say.
No, Argentina when he went international.
No, that's what I'm saying. I saw it. That's what I'm saying. I was saying people were complaining about what Faz said to Garnacho about him,
which was nothing.
It wasn't, but it was nothing. But man, I say, but the Argentinian fans were going in on him.
Yeah, bro. But you notice there's no coverage of that though. Because what's the media, the dumb United fans in the media going to say about Argentina people, the Argentinian people? They'll be like, piss off. Who you tell us anything, bruv? Like, but this is what I'm saying. But I don't want crap Nacho anywhere near this team. And I can't see where he fits in. But the thing is, if he does fit in, it will be at wing back. Don't get me wrong. I do not want it. I do not want it. But I'm just like, wing back is where he's going to fit in because he's not technically good enough to play in the 210s. Can't play up front. So it is what it is. But when we look at that, ST, because you've then got to look at the squad, and before, like we have to hold these players accountable because they have been shockingly bad. And yes, the style in this, not having a style in the system is one thing, but you just not doing the basic fundamentals is another thing. And as I said, there's too many players that have gotten away with murder at this football club for too long. And Amorim's got to go in there and he's got, bruv, Harry Maguire, when his contract runs out, do not make him sign a new one. Johnny Evans, as much he's been a brilliant servant and we've needed him these past 2 seasons, but he should not be at Manchester United.
And me, I'm not a fan of Harry Maguire, but at least, but even though he's done all right towards the end, he needs to go. He's not good enough.
Bro, not good enough. Lindelof, injured again. Not good enough. Friggin' Luke Shaw. And people are saying again, bro, all of a sudden he's turned up out of nowhere. Bro, get rid of this guy. He's been here for 8-9 years. Bro, he's rubbish and he's injury prone. I do not want to see this guy in the summer. Undo the criminal signing that Ten Hag did in signing Mason Mount. Get fucking rid of him.
Bro,
he is crap, bro.
I can't believe he's still, like, it's weird. He's our number 7, you know. Well, not my number 7, but
Bro, he's got a
He's the
number
number
7
7.
shirt. It's criminal that this guy is at Manchester United
Yeah, he needs to
at
go.
all, bruv. It is absolutely criminal, bruv.
He needs to go.
But these are the players that need to be gone in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, we do not need them. They're not good. And there's other players that are not good enough. Rashford can go. Crap Nacho can go. Elche, blood. That's his level of football. Playing for Elche.
If I had my opportunity, Bruno would go. If I had my way,
Bruno can go. Bro, there's so many players, bruv. Acne Allen Smith, Xerxes, bro, literally, if I could, I'd have a blank canvas. Like I said, it's more thinking who can stay. For me, Martinez, De Ligt, Lenny Yoro can stay. Dallo and Majwawi can stay. Cass can stay. Ahmad can stay. Onana can stay. Apart from that, I'm just like, everyone else can bounce.
Yeah, it can bounce, yeah.
But unfortunately, ST, we don't have that. So Amorim's going to have to work with what he's got and going to have to try and get the best out of these players. And the one thing that we do know is that he likes working with the younger players. And we've got a young-ish core at Manchester United right now. So he will be able to flourish with these players. And obviously, as I said, people coming back from long-term injury, not Luke Shaw, but Lenny Yoro. I'm excited to see this guy. I cannot wait to see him. Malacia is back from being out long-term as well.
Malacia would do very well in this system.
Malacia will do well in this system.
Because I think that he could, or I even forgot about him. If he's fit, he'd be getting a lot of game time because he's technically sound and he's tenacious. And he could work in the system. Also, I was going to say this, because this is what I feel as well. I know you got Cass and Ugarte, the two hold mid. I think that's solid. I think that's how it should be. Me and you agree. I don't think Kobe should be playing in that midfield. I don't think his position. I think
he can't play in the two.
He can't play in the two. I reckon if you are going to play him, I would play Kobe out wide, or I'd play him in one of the 10s in the chart, not starting. I reckon, because I've seen Kobe's, like, the way he plays, and I think I spoke to you off in the group as well. And I spoke to a lot of the boys in the group. I said, oh no, we all said he's positioning for a centre midfielder, and it's not good. It's not good. But we all agree. I agreed. And it made sense when we were watching him. He was never a centre midfielder.
No.
He was playing higher. He was playing in the 10. I reckon if you either play him out wide or play him in one of the 10s, if, for example, Eriksen's not playing, or... Because I do think, if I'm being very honest, bro, I think they may, because of Eriksen's legs as well, as good as I think Eriksen is, I think Amorim might tell him to go as well.
Yeah, which is fair enough. But I completely forgot about Kobe Mainu. That's our 2 10s, bro. Ahmad and Kobe. That's our 2 10s, bro. That should be our 2 10s, bro. Both comfortable on the ball, can play the 1-2s and that sort of football. Good ball retention as well. And you wouldn't be putting as much pressure on Ahmad to having to cover the grass in terms of playing in centre midfield, because he'd have Cass and Ugarte behind him. Because I see all these pundits in the media trying to put Kobe and Ugarte in the 2 in midfield. It's never going to work. We've seen this kid drowning in a 4-2-3-1 system, bro. You then go and put him with Ugarte in another 2. It's not going to make sense, bro.
And we complained about Casemiro not being technically the best on the ball. And even though I think he's better than people think he is, Ugarte's worse.
Exactly.
Ugarte's worse on the ball.
Exactly.
Ugarte's worse on the ball.
And
so it wouldn't work.
What we've seen, obviously, we thought to cover it, but shout out to Van Nistelrooy for steadying the ship, bro, because he's come in, gone back to basics, and obviously unbeaten in 4, and we appreciate the work that he's done.
Big him up.
But he also showed how good Cass can be in terms of that midfielder playing the pass before the pass. Like, when you see what Cass does on the ball in terms of passing the ball forward, bro, it's better than frigging Bruno in terms of what he's doing and the way how he's playing balls in and whatnot. Yeah, all right, cool. When his back is to play, it's not as great. But when he does play them, especially them first time passes, bro, it's actually good to see. And he knows that he's got Ugarte with him to clean up. So that So what Ruud has done is basically said to Ruben, bro, here's your two centre midfielders right here. Work with these guys. Yes, Cass's legs are gone, but he's never been. This is the problem that I have, especially with the English media and how they portray players. Cass was never that Kante. He was never that player. He was never that player. Even though, yes, he put out fires. But what you need to understand is, man was playing with Cruz and Modric. Real Madrid always had the frigging ball. So he didn't have to be doing all this running around and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. They always had the ball. So he had the energy to put out the little fires every now and again.
And even he wasn't running like that. That the people don't realize as well, Cruz and Modric. Cruz was the deep lying playmaker. You had Modric, who was slightly higher, but not too higher. Cass at times was higher than both of them because what he would do is obviously he'd put out the fires, but he'd also run into the box, as you've seen with the goals that he scored. People misprofiled him, and they thought that he's just a DM that breaks play. That's Ugarte. That's what Ugarte does. But it's not what Casemiro is a bit different to that. And I'm glad now. That's why I have him in my picture that he's going to flourish in the system. And with someone like Ugarte, he already said it. Like them two, it's simple. As you know in football, you play football. In any like for example, if your left back goes, your right back stays. If your centre midfielder one goes, one stays. Left winger goes, right winger stays. Simple football. That's all there's
always cover. I think in this Amorim system, though, it's going to be a case of both wing backs are going to go, but because you've got the three at the back and you've got your two holding midfielders, they're allowed to go. But it's just making sure that you have cover in the Ten Hag system. Because Dalot was inverting, he would go with the. So you'd have because obviously Ten Hag was playing the 4-2-4 system, so you'd have the four up front. You'd obviously have Cass trying to get involved. You'd have Dalot inverting and then running up front as well. So then all of a sudden, you've got a hole at right back. Yeah. You've got a hole in your midfield and your back. And Dalot was inverting, but Masraoui was also going forward. So what you were having was your two centre backs and your one holding midfielder dealing with the counter attack, which was never going to work. In this system, because he plays the 3-2-5, yes, you'll have five up front, but your two holding midfielders and your three centre-backs are there as the cover. Obviously, your right centre-back will cover the right, the left space, and the left centre-back will cover the right space. Because all it is bro, I'm trying to think. It's like, bro, it's banana boat, and you go funfair, bro. That's all it is. So you just wait. So that's all so you're just shifting. And obviously, you're covering enough time for your players to get back in position. That's what never happened at United. The spaces that we had were way too frigging big, so teams were just playing two passes. It wasn't like they were carving us; they were playing two passes and they were in. And that was that's one of the biggest problems that Amorim's gonna have to do to reduce the amount of spaces, so teams cannot play two passes and then just get through us. And it's gonna take time. It's gonna be difficult because these players have got to adjust to what the manager is trying to do. It's a brand new system, brand new tactics, and you got to think these players haven't been coached since Louis van Gaal. The ones that are still there, Van Gaal was the last person to coach them. So it's a case of getting these players to take on board what is being said and not doing the whole freestyle football and Hollywood football and stick to the structure and the system that the manager's trying to implement. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to need time. And obviously, it's not going to be the finished product now because he has, as you said, he hasn't got his players. He's going to need time and we're going to give it to him. But ST needs to move on quickly because we're running out of time. But
go on.
So as we look at it now, we look at the league table. We're 13th, but we're 4 points off top four. That's how mad the league is right now. Like, imagine as bad a start as we had, and obviously Ruud steadied the ship a little bit, but we're 13th and we're 4 points off top four. You got Chelsea, Arsenal, Forest, and Brighton, who are third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, all on 19 points. Fulham, Newcastle, Villa, 18 points. Spurs and Brentford on 16, and then we've got Bournemouth and us are on 15 points. 4 points off top four. It's crazy. And then when you look at our next 8 games, we've got obviously Ipswich away. They're going to be bouncing after obviously beating Spurs at home. Obviously, Kieran McKenna obviously coming up against Man United since they let him go on the new regime. Then we've got Bodak Yellow in the Europa League. Then we got Everton at home. Then we got Arsenal away, Forest at home, Victoria Pilsen away in the Europa League, City away in the league, and then Spurs away in the League Cup. So when you look at when you take the first three fixtures, Ipswich away is not going to be easy, but you would want to think that we could get a win there because Ipswich don't play with a low block. They actually like to play football, and it might suit us that they like to play football and come out the traps. Then we got Bodo Glimt in the Europa League. That should be a win. That's the first home game for Amorin as well. So the crowd will
They're
be
not
up
a
for
bad
it.
team, bro.
Then, yeah,
I'll
no,
be honest.
that should be a win. Then we
We
got
should win, but
Everton at home. Again, playing Everton is never easy, but I would hope that the run that they're on right now, that we could get something, we could win
you need
that
to
game.
watch out for my boy Iliman Njai. He used to play in Westway, bro. He's dangerous. In the Senegalese number 10, you'll see him. He's a problem. But yeah,
but I'm hoping that this manager, we can see something from these first three games, because
hopefully
after that it gets techie, because then we got Arsenal away, and I can't remember when we last won there. Forest, who are flying right now. I know obviously they lost just before the international break, but they're flying right now. Obviously, Victoria Pilsen, not saying that they're a good team, but it's an away game. We got 3 away games. Away in the Europa League, that's a Thursday night. Then we got to go to City, that's a Sunday. And then we got Spurs in the League Cup, which is a Wednesday. So in terms of bedding in, he hasn't got that much time because the games are going to be coming thick and fast. But there is opportunity there for us to try and claw back some points to keep ourselves in the mix for making top 4. So when you think about it, realistic expectations, ST, where do you think that we can finish in the league this season? Can it be salvaged? Can we get a Champions League place? And what do you think is the minimum requirement for this manager? And what do you think is, you say, I'd take it from this from the situation that we're in right now?
If I'm being honest, because we've gotten so back, originally if we did say when I did say I thought Man United would go into the Champions League at the end of the season, but if I'm being honest, because there'll be so much damage that's happened, I don't see that. I want European football, but I'm not talking about Conference League. I'm talking about Europa League. If I'm being very, very honest, I expect him to do that, and I expect the style of football, and I expect him to win game. I don't, you know what? A trophy is a bonus. Maybe the Europa League. I don't want the Carabao Cup, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't. Well, actually, no. Let me just say I don't want a Carabao trophy. Is a trophy. If we win it, I'll take it. But at the same time, there needs to be, our win percentage needs to improve. I want to see more consistency in the league, because I'll be honest, that's a good parameter of success. As much as we banter, let's say Arsenal and stuff like that, for them not winning anything or all that stuff like that, the amount of wins is what is consistent to, is a good indication of how well in general they're doing. So I want more wins. I want a positive goal difference for once. If I'm being very honest, I want Man United to finish at least in the Europa League spot and challenge, or at least win the Europa League. Because I'm being honest, I don't know if we'll get Champions League. I know it's still 4 points ahead, but there's been a lot of damage done, and we have to play the teams in and around them. Hopefully, I'm proved wrong. But yeah, I'd say Europa League qualification, style of football, and Europa League win. If he gets 2 out of 3, I won't be too mad, because it's his first year. You know what I mean? I gave Ten Hag the benefit of the doubt. I have to give him the same grace, and he's got an even harder job because he has worse players.
Well, this is it, and I look at it and I'm just like, what's realistic for us? And I think, look, the ideal scenario is that top 4 finish, Europa League, FA Cup. That would be, from where we were, if he could do that, that is a successful season for us. And that's the best that we could probably ask for from this position. Right? Realistically, a Europa League place is realistic. And the Europa League is realistic.
Yeah.
So I think that if he can, I think what I want from him between now and the end of the season, ST, I completely agree with you. It's system and style of play. But obviously, this is about results and winning. So I look at it and I'm like, look, realistically, Europa League and a trophy is realistic. Right, we're in the quarterfinal of a League Cup. Obviously, we're not out of the Europa League. Got the FA Cup to defend as well. So it's not unrealistic for us to have that. I think the Europa League has to be a priority because we need that Champions League football next season, because I've already seen things coming out that how Ineos are going to cap his spending, obviously because of the amount of money that 10 frauders wasted, and the fact that obviously if we don't get Champions League football, we can't. That's 2 seasons with no Champions League football. So I think that's why Europa League is very, very important for us to try and win to get in the Champions League. Don't get me wrong, if we can go on a run in the league and finish in the top 4, I'll be absolutely grateful. But I think that the Europa League has to be a priority for us to try and get that Champions League football. But I think overall, more than anything for me, ST, forget the trophies, forget the league position, just give me a style, a system, patterns of play, and I will give this manager the time that he needs. I just need to see it. I want to see patterns. I want to see moves that we can pick out and say, yeah, that's our go-to move and whatnot, and this is what we're doing. We want to be able to see that. It's been too long, and it's not just under the Ten Hag era. It's since Louis van Gaal, where these players have not been coached, that we haven't seen a style and system. It's either been sit back, it's just been sit back, counter-attack, or moments and vibes that see. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. We need this stuff. And I think this manager is the man to do it. And obviously, in doing that, get rid of the players. Obviously, it's going to take time. Get rid of the players that aren't going to buy into your philosophy and that are not good enough. And let's bring some players in. Obviously, Gherkin being the one that we want. We sort that out. Obviously, Amorin's the inside guy. We need him. But then there's other names being linked with. Obviously, Alphonso Davies is out of contract at Bayern Munich. If we could bring him in to be a left wing back for us.
He wants his boy Quenda that he's been playing with.
He's go on, good. Bro. You tell him. You educate me because I don't know.
So Quenda is a very young wing backish, but he's very attacking. He's got a lot of qualities. He'd like to bring in him. If in the ideal of Pedro Gonçalves.
Yeah, he's a baller, bro.
He's cold.
Hold on, wait, wasn't he at Wolves?
I'm not sure. I don't remember him being at Wolves.
I'm sure he was at Wolves and it didn't work out. I'm sure he was.
It might have been, but he was. But the thing is, Wolves didn't play in the system to suit his.
Yeah.
But he's good. He is honestly very good. I like him, and he makes them tick. So a player like that, those are the sort of players we need to be looking at. But the Quenda kid, he could suit the way he plays. I'm pretty sure he would want to bring him back. And obviously, Gyökeres is.
Yeah, bro. We need him. Amorin, if there's one thing he needs to do in the summer, bro, make that happen, bro. Because with him, bro, we can, bro, make the deal, bro. They can take Bruno, they can take Rashford, they can take Højlund, they can take Zach, take all 4. Garnacho as well. We'll throw him in for free as well. Take all 5. Give me Gherkin, bro. Give me Gherkin. I don't care, bro. But listen, ST, listen. I think the one thing we can say is that we are happy with the appointment. We are happy that this manager has come in. We like what we've seen so far. I know, obviously, people are getting gassed off the first training session. I'm not really getting gassed off of that. I need to see the proof is in the pudding. I need to see what happens on the pitch.
People are getting gassed off the Monclizzi, you know. The Valentino.
The swear on the swag is on point, bro. That's what I like, bro. Batman just comes in, he's like, yeah, bro. Listen,
it's wavy.
Man's got money, bro. Man's got money. Like, I am him, bro. Bro, I am him. That's what he's saying. I am him, bro. And Amorin is that guy, bro. I'm telling you right now. Bro, our rivals are scared right now. They're scared right now because they understand that this man knows what he's doing, and they understand that he could be the one to transform everything at Manchester United, bro. Our rivals don't want to see us. They never do. But it is what it is, and this man's going to be the one to prove them wrong. I'm
bro.
telling
I
you.
hope so.
Don't ask me where I got this
Bro,
confidence from. I don't know.
bro, I hope so. Yeah, because if they do, listen, 2012 salary is back talking
Listen,
nonsense. Talking nonsense.
ST. There's one thing that these guys fear more than anything else. Yeah, bro. That first season under Ten Hag, I don't think you understand how much
shook people.
our rivals feared what was going on because we were happy, bro. The amount of shit we was talking, we were happy, bro. We was up, Chelsea was down, bro. It was the best time, bro. I mean, they don't want to see
You
that.
hate Chelsea the most, I swear.
Bro,
I love it.
they don't want to they don't want to see that, bro. They don't want to see us happy again. But I'm pretty sure under Amorim, yeah, bro. Under Amorim, we can do this. We can get back to the glory days, or at least ST being realistic, not trying to turn the gas off a little bit. At least ST, even if he doesn't get us back to the top of the mountain, he will establish a style in the system and establish us as a team. So basically what Mike L has done for Arsenal right now, where he's established them as title challengers, but he just can't take them over the line. I think that's the bare minimum that Amorim will do with us if he gets the time, which I hope he does. But that to get the time, style, system, patterns, results. That's what's going to get you the time at Manchester United Football Club, right? And obviously, hopefully, he can get his signings in as well, because Ten Hag been and done wasted how much money getting his signings in, and I want to see the same backing for Amorim, because I don't think he will make the same mistakes that Ten Fraud did, bringing in all these crap players, bro. Because when we look through his resume, honestly, there's hardly any successes. But ST, we're gonna have to wrap it up there, bro.
Yeah, of course.
People, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about Ten Hag. How do you think his tenure went? Do you agree? Was it a failure, or do you disagree? Do you think that he actually did a decent job and he was just unlucky and he just didn't get enough the time that he needed? Let us know what you think about Amorim. Are you excited? Are you not? Do you think that this is the turning point for Manchester United, or do you think this is just another one of those managers? It's going to be a revolving door. 2 years later, you lot are going to be Amorim out and blah 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 and this, that, and the other. Let us know what you think about the players that need to be bought in and the players that need to be sold. Let us know what you think about the players that need to be fitted into the system. Do you agree with us? Do you think it should be the players that we said? Obviously, Onana in goal, Euro, De Ligt, Martinez, Casemiro, Agate, Dallo and Mazwari wing backs, Kobe Mainu, Ahmad, and then Højlund up front. Have you got something different? Do you think Bruno should be playing there? Do you think Rashford should be playing up front? Do you think Crap Nacho should be in this team? Because if you do, get off my fucking channel, bruv. Because we don't want to hear that nonsense here.
If you think Garnacho should be playing, then yeah, boy.
Yeah. And let us know what you think in terms of where we should finish. Do you think top four is still attainable and realistic? Do you think it's Europa League? Do you think we need to focus on the Europa League? Let us know. We want to hear from you. And as usual, people, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, only channel out here with so much different sports, so many different people, so much good content and banter and all that good stuff. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure as always. My guy ST, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. We're back in full effect, man. There should be more to come. It's about time.
I'm telling you, people, it's just the beginning. As I said, we will be back. Content will be coming up thick and fast. I'm telling you this from now. Coming up, we will be back with them. We're going to try and get the man them back after the Premier League is back this week, and we'll try and get all the man them back next week for footy chat. As I said to you, we will be Boxing Talk will be back. We will be looking ahead to Usyk versus Fury 2. We're gonna try and see if we can get Mr. KA one of these days to bring back NBA talk. It's been too long.
NBA's been live. Well, hey, listen, it's kicking off.
I'm telling
Embiid is moving mad. Hey, listen. Uncle MB, they're saying like he's the big flipping giant now. He's not moving. Yeah, it's a bit mad for him.
I'm telling you. So people are going to try our hardest to try and get Mr.
Yeah.
KA on so we can get NBA talk back. And there's going to be obviously we're in the football season right now, so this is what it is going to be. But people, listen, as we say all the time, stay safe out there, be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace, man.